So here at the Linaro Connect, and who are you?
So my name is Linda Knippers. I'm an engineer in HP. I work on HP servers and primarily Linux on HP servers.
So HP is doing a whole bunch of things with ARM servers right now?
We are. We have a project that we started a couple of years ago, Project Moonshot, and it's all about low-powered servers. So ARM is a key part of that, but we also have low-powered x86 servers today. And we're introducing two new ARM servers, a 32-bit server with TI and a 64-bit server with AppliedMicro.
So these servers are coming to the market like very soon? Very
soon. TI first. They're like shipping any day now. You can already go to our external website and read about them. If you Google HP Moonshot, they'll be on our page. And the 64-bit AppliedMicro coming very soon.
And for example, the TI is a bunch of DSPs. It's for specific use,
right? I mean, that's what Moonshot is all about. They're not really supposed to be general-purpose servers. They're application-specific or targeted to particular workloads. And so this is a really good example. The TI SoC has DSPs on them, and they've got a toolkit for telcos to develop, specific applications using those parts.
So that's telecom stuff.
Telecom stuff, but on Linux. So Linux with custom libraries for special applications.
And how about the X-Gene? What are people going to do with that?
Well, the X-Gene is interesting because, in some ways it's a lot like a general purpose computer. It's got enough cores, there's a good amount of memory on the cartridge, and we've paired it with Mellanox NICs, so there's two 10 gig NICs on the server too. So, web hosting, internet applications, scale out applications. What you heard this morning is, with ARM, it's a lot about scale out. We're not planning to put these together into big SMPs. It's about a lot of smaller servers doing distributed applications, which is how people are developing applications today.
So how excited are your customers about this?
They're very excited. I mean, when we came out with Project Moonshot 2 years ago, the thing that really grabbed people's attention was the ARM aspect. And it's taken us a little while to get here with the hardware and the software, but I think we have a good foundation now for customers to start deploying it. More software packages to be ported to ARM64, and then we're interested to see what people are going to do with this.
And this has also probably excited Intel in trying to adapt their solutions too to the Moonshot, right?
I mean, exactly. We do have Intel processors. We have AMD processors. I failed to mention we have AMD with GPUs on Moonshot today for applications like desktop hosting. And so it's really energized, I think, the industry to get more interested in low-power computing.
AMD is coming with the ARM server chip also.
They're doing both. So we have.
And you working with them?
So we're definitely working with them on their x86. I'm not exactly sure what our plans are with AMD on ARM, but we're interested in talking, and I'm sure we are talking to pretty much all the SoC vendors. And so what's really nice about Linaro is that they're all members of Linaro, and we all have common objectives, and I think it will make it easier for us to pull solutions together based on Linux.
And at your keynote, you were saying that the HP website is already hosted on Moonshot.
That's exactly right. We've migrated HP.com from some legacy Titanium servers to Moonshot, and we did it in stages, starting with about 12% of the static workload, and now it's pretty much all on Moonshot. And we have papers that we've written about how we did it stepwise to roll out the infrastructure, doing some performance analysis and sizing along the way. And it's worked out really well.
So how much money can companies save on the server and on the power consumption?
It's quite a bit, and of course it depends on your application and your workload and what you're moving from and moving to, but as that paper describes, we saved a tremendous amount of power and real estate. We went from a lot of racks down to one rack.
Did you say 94% power saving?
That's what the paper says. So.
And that's based on the Atom for now, right?
That was Atom-based, right.
So it'll be even more potentially with some of the ARM solutions.
Potentially. That's what we're hoping for.
All right. And here at the Linaro Connect, so there's a whole bunch of engineers in there. And what is HP doing with Linaro?
So we joined Linaro, specifically the enterprise group, because Linaro had a long history of productizing Linux for ARM, and we felt that that was really necessary, especially in the enterprise where we do want some commonality across the SoCs. We want one Linux kernel that can run on multiple servers. We think customers feel that's important, and we certainly think that's important. This is all about efficiency and streamlining, not just the hardware, but the software on top of it. And so customers want to be able to know that they can run their application on this ARM processor or the follow-on from maybe a different vendor.
So at HP, you have hardware designers, you have hardcore software hackers, you have everything.
We have firmware engineers. We have, what I didn't talk about today is the parts of HP that are actually building solutions on top of all of this. So we're not just a hardware vendor, and we have services, but we also have people who put together integrated solutions for Hadoop. We have OpenStack. We have a lot of different kinds of applications, and as ARM rolls out, we want maybe not necessarily those, like maybe we don't have big SAP on ARM, but we'll have the new style of IT where lots of distributed applications.
A lot of open source. So how much of this?
Mostly open source.
Mostly you're working with open source.
Mostly, right.
And with ARM and open source, things are getting better and better all the time?
Oh, definitely all the time. And so what Linaro is doing today is Ecosystem Day, because the Linaro itself has been doing work on open source projects like OpenStack, like Hadoop, and OpenJDK, where we can get the code and we can make sure that it works on ARM and feed patches back in to address any issues that we may have had. But we need to expand that ecosystem, and we need more projects to get involved. And some of that has been gated by the lack of availability of hardware, because the 64-bit ARM hardware is just now starting to ship. And so with our hardware, we're hoping that we can expedite that, get more hardware in the hands of developers and projects, so that ARM just becomes another architecture that these projects are supporting.
All right, so can we expect like 2016, most of the cloud is going to be Moonshot based, or what's going on?
Well, I think there's still going to be a lot of x86, but we want to see ARM in there as well.
But the idea of customizing servers for specific use, and the cloud is the biggest volume, right?
Right. I mean, there's certainly a lot of cloud, and what you saw this morning is a lot of the virtual machines running in cloud are actually small and perfectly suited for smaller servers.
All right, so thanks a lot.
Well, thank you.